So, good afternoon to each and everyone. I'm Marjorie Samuyog Ando, a second year student with a Bachelor of Secondary Education major in English, and I am your topic presenter for this afternoon. Our topic to be tackled first this afternoon is all about teaching writing. So, this is our classroom rules. First, respect. So, we need to respect each other, especially when I or there's someone is talking. So, number two is raise your right hand. So, please raise your right hand if you want to answer. And then number three is listen attentively. So if I am discussing in front, I am expecting you to listen attentively. And the last one is participate actively, especially when I am giving an activity. Before I will start my discussion, I want to read first our learning outcomes. At the end of the lesson, the students will be able to define teaching writing. Know the following factors that need to consider in designing the writing syllabus and apply appropriate teaching writing strategies and techniques. Now let's define first what is teaching writing. So teaching writing is the process of guiding individuals to develop their writing skills, encompassing the various aspects like grammar, mechanics, structure, style, and content. It involves instruction, practice, and feedback. So Krull, as cited in Weigel 2014, lists the essential tasks of a writing teacher. These are designing or implementing syllabus. So in designing the writing syllabus, we need to consider the following factors. A feasible scope of the writing task. B. A writing task that promotes academic integrity. C. The suitable scaffold for the given task. D. A specified topic, genre, and purpose. E. A clear rubric of evaluation. And the last one is a reasonable set of deadlines. So the next one is a clear rubric of evaluation. So it is need to have a well-defined rubric guides the learners in accomplishing the writing tasks. So the next one is a reasonable set of deadlines. So just as we need to give them feasible scope, we also have to set realistic deadlines. So we can set deadlines in stages to provide immediate feedback on their outputs and avoid severe errors in content and organization. So another part in the planning and implementation of the writing syllabus is the articulation of learning outcomes or learning objectives. So we have learned the value of behavioral objectives and even the acronym SMART for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. So these concepts are important in articulating learning outcomes or objectives for writing instructions because they do not only specify the context, the way of teaching it, and the way of monitoring and evaluating performance. So, aside from designing or implementing syllabus, there is also a designing the lessons for writing. So, number one, writing instruction for beginners. So in writing instruction for beginners, teaching L2's writing for beginners requires understanding the context of the learner. For instance, we need to know if they have already have the skills sets like producing the linguistic codes, writing conventions, and writing mechanics. Aside from deciding on the learning objectives, content, scope, and sequence, we must also plan the teaching strategies and techniques ahead of time. So, for learners who are beginners in letter writing, teachers must offer plenty of instructions for accuracy, but they should also manage the learners in the different stages of the writing process. So, Presley, Mohan, Fingeret, Griffith, and Raphael Bogart 2007 offered the following characteristics of an effective elementary literacy classroom. So, these are engaging activities, developmental instruction, and conductive environment. According to Slogal 2007, asserted that spelling is not just a remote memory process. So Presley et al. 2007 revealed that effective writing classes involve motivated activities like posting learners' outputs on the walls, making students react to their classmates' outputs, and Tompkins 2008 described how a teacher encouraged young children to write. So, engaging activities. So, it emphasizing that engaging activities that uses multiple senses such as tracing letters and writing in the air. So, effective writing instruction involves connecting spelling with vocabulary in context and using motivating techniques like displaying students' work to encourage participation and reaction. For example, using images to prompt and providing word banks. So the next one is the developmental instruction. So it may be tempting to teach writing and early using the product approach because it is easier to check and time efficient. So while a product approach focusing slowly on the final product might seem easier to assess. Experts recommend a process approach such as drafting, revising, and rewriting. So this iterative process is considered more effective for developing writing skills and more monitoring abilities similar to metacognitive in reading. So the next one is the developmental instruction. So it may be tempting to teach writing and early using the product approach because it is easier to check and time efficient. So while a product approach focusing slowly on the final product might seem easier to assess. Experts recommend a process approach such as drafting, revising, and rewriting. So this iterative process is considered more effective for developing writing skills and more monitoring abilities similar to metacognitive in reading. And the last one is the conductive environment. So, a conductive environment emphasizes creating a So the last one is the conductive environment. So this section emphasizes creating a supportive learning environment for writing. So it stresses the importance of providing motivation as models and inspiration for students writing. So this suggests avoidly assigning writing on topics without proper context and instead providing opportunities for authentic writing such as greetings or dedication. So, in overall, teaching writing effectively involves engaging activities, clear expectation, and a supportive environment, and a focus on the writing process rather than just the final product. So, it requires careful planning and motivating students through relevant examples and constructive feedback. So, and that's all for my topic about teaching writing. Thank you.